I'm sick. I'm tired of pretending that we're not done yet. We're finishing this today, one way or another. I'm a little spooked, I must confess. I'm a little baby spooked, I must confess. Am I really, though? Am I just telling myself little white lies? Gosh, this song, man. Brunda. God, it just makes me want to swing my head. I'm sorry. All right, let's finish this. This is Senator won't be here. We'll finally outsmarted the guy. Anyway, let's get going. Well, Deirdre does reply graciously to the old Saurian's affectionate introduction. She does so without the same warmth she had been talking to me and Claudia. It does seem like she doesn't get flirty with just anyone. And he look. Why is he shaking like that? What's up with you, buddy? You need me to call a doctor? Hold up. I kind of want to see. This is what gaming is called? Yeah, this is what they call gaming. Something they shake a little every once in a while. So she's either trying extra hard to appear friendly to me, or she wasn't lying when she said she thought it looked cute. Mo extracts 3 menus from a nearby podium with a well-practiced display of dexterity. Claudia and I have come to know well. Right this way. I like this music too much for it to be low. Mo leads our group to another section of the restaurant. Here we are. The best seats in the house. I miss her. Faster than I think I have ever seen the ponderous dinosaur move before. Mo positioned himself behind Deirdre's chair. He has to dip slightly for his comically small arms to reach the back of a chair. He manages to slide it out for it. Don't say chair that often, man. Please, allow me to assist you with your seat. With a small huff comes out of Deirdre's nostrils as she obliges the old Saurian host as she puts on a polite smile. Oh, very kind, thank you. It's a pleasure, my pleasure, miss. As these two can attest, I pride myself on being a courteous host. Well, it's true, he seemed a bit more focused on getting Deirdre's attention at the moment. Deirdre listens politely while Mo continues to ramble on about this factoid about the establishment. She's attentive at first, but the minutes begin to drag on, her gaze slowly drifted from Mo down to me. Judging by that expression, she's asking for an intervention. I can't say I blame her. I'm pretty hungry, and I'm certain Claudia feels the same. Mo? Yes, what can I do for you? Could you get us some coffee and some of those Italian pastries? Yeah, what's running my big frickin' mouth again like some schemo? Instead of doing my rigging job. What's the matter with me? Sorry, folks, I'll get this ready for you before you know it. Thank you for that. I quietly shrug in response. He kind of does have a tendency to ramble. He's a bit crass at times, but he's very kind. Looks like he's getting to that age where he just wants someone to talk to. True. Some of the charity I've taken part in was visiting retirement homes, giving the less outgoing old people some company. Plus, he's probably very boring with the restaurant being so empty. I can imagine. Deirdre once again scans her surroundings and takes in all of the trappings and atmosphere of the place. You thought this place was busier in the evenings, right? How much busy does this place usually get? Usually a dozen or so tables? With the features upgrades, this place can be a real moneymaker. Once a nasty business weekend is over, I get that moneymaker ticket may buy this place from the toll tracks. I'm not sure who planned to sell it to you if you plan to make that many changes. Oh, I'm not going to change more than 1 or 2 things. Mostly the cheating arrangement, add some wood paneling, maybe close some business I own to reduce competition. Things like that. You were right to say that this place was cozy and I'd like to keep it that way. Although the deal I'm making might depend on how good that old Rex makes those pastries. It's going to be a very good deal for Mo then. His food is some of the best I've ever had. Yeah, I've had better. Really? I thought before you started living with us, you only ate gas station food. Yeah, but then I started eating the food you made, and it's been the best I've ever had. Ah, even she's like, aww. Maybe I'll make you something special for dinner. You go to a restaurant and you still have dinner. Ugh, din-dins. Oh, that is so sweet. Oh, what has been your favorite meal of hers? Pancakes! I have to remember that then. How long were you living like that, only eating rotvitamin? Hard to believe you're in such a good shape when all you've ever eaten. As long as I can remember. As long as I've had this dark, ominous shadow cast upon my face. As long as you can remember. I only remember the last 10 or so years of my life. Everything before then is a void. Really? So, what? As far as you know, you've always been a thief your whole life? Since my first memory, yes. Did you ever try to get help from anyone in those 10 years? Or at least try to become something else? No. It's the only life I knew until I came here. I've been other people, though. Different identities. It's easier to do when you don't have one of your own. And when they no longer became useful, I discarded that identity, just became someone else. But, I'm happy staying as Window. Ah! I just realized Window! That's the joke, because he's a burglar, get it? Oh, that's so bad. I finally realized it, and I'm so mad! It seems like a nice life so far. Hold up. I need to change the title now. I'm legally required to change the title now. How did I not realize before? How did I not realize? How was I this blind? Although having access to a lot of money certainly helps with that. I can only assume it's eating at you that you can't spend as much of it that I'm going to need the rest back. It has to be the biggest haul you've ever gotten. It was. I believe it wouldn't be too... Of course the senator's here. Of course the senator's frickin' here. Of course! I believe it wouldn't be too much to assume that if you had it your way, you'd be making a nice little life out for yourself here. But what would you have done if you had gotten away? I'd just live off of it like I usually do when I had funds. Keep traveling around, low profile. That is it? Yeah! You wouldn't try living the high life even a little? Probably not. People living the high life are, people that I target. It kills me to admit that you may have a point about that. Speaking of, well, there is one thing I wanted to ask you back at the house, but I held off because Clotia was there. But seeing as she wants to know everything, I suppose there is no avoiding it. Well, I'm going to try to do things cleaner than my father has been. There is some unsavory work that still needs to be done on occasion. And that means that you may need to defend yourself. Lethally. Wow, we're just fucking dropping that, huh? Hey, Wen, would you shoot this man? So I've got to ask, have you ever killed anyone? The question causes me to flinch. I'm sure to someone as observant as dear to their reaction, probably just answered a question. However, I've already told Claudia everything about me, the good and the bad. Everything that I have done during those 10 years. She knows that. Yeah. There were times before coming here where conflict was unavoidable. Times I had to kill or be killed. I feel like this hasn't come up before, or at least I wasn't aware of it. Alley lurkers mostly, the kind that jump anyone that walks down the wrong street that we just don't like the look of. Occasionally a small gang that decide it'd be easier to kill me than pay me for stealing something for them. I see. Deirdre. Yes? I know I'm not really in a position to make any requests from you, but can I ask you that if Wind goes to work for you, could you please not make him do anything violent? Claudia, darling, you don't need to be afraid of asking me things. I want to be the type you can rely upon for help. I promise you, if the things go the way I hope, there won't be any bloodshed or nastiness. I feel like Win is the last guy you want to be like an assassin. Like, he's good at sneaking around. And he might be good at assassin work, but I also feel like he'd be a big weenie about it. And if there is, then we'll be far away from it. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I'm sure it does too. Hey! Before another round of questioning, Gimming and Mo returns with the coffee and the cannolis at a tiny pushcart. Sorry it took so long, I wanted these to be just right. Hot siggity! Look at these tiny cups. With the signature small and flourish, Mo partitioned out plates of pastries and coffee. Now this does look quite nice. You look like you're constantly holding a cigarette, lady. But of course, I made it myself from scratch, from an old recipe from the old country. If I was going to give you a taste, who am I to make it perfect? He's blushing again. A beauty like you gotta be from where? Sicily? Firenze? I was born in the States, actually. Oh, where? Great Valley, Terzona. That's actually pretty clever. The Great Valley? That's where the movie stars live, right? And that I do. Movie stars, tech billionaires, corporate executives, all have a man of homes out there. But while I may not be from Italy, my mother was a Saltriosaurus from Messina. Ah, Messina, Sicilia! Am I good? Or am I good, eh? Did you guess that? Yeah, I did! His first guess, too. Win can't sneak, as we've seen last time. Deirdre, I'm trying to sneak around here, but the clapping of my dummy thick... of my dumpy keeps collecting. Hey, I know some recipes for that... from that region. From some family I got over there. How's about I cooked it up for you, eh? My treat. That sounds good to me. Most kind of you. And then you could tell me all about that mother of yours. Who knows? Maybe what, lost family, eh? Wouldn't that make all the flirting he just did rather awkward? Or do Italians flip between that and being friendly? The first time, when talking to the old Saurian, a genuine, little bit pained looking one appeared on the snout. A looking one of what? A smile? If only. But unfortunately, I'm not sure how much I can tell you about my mother. She died when I was young. Yeah. Me and my big mouth. And this big mouth. My condolences. It is a really big mouth. You could devour all of Wynn's head. Like a wolf. I think it's very funny that wolves, sometimes will say hello to humans, but, over your entire head. It's just so fucking stupid looking. I may be able to find something depending on the name. Very well. My name, or the one I prefer, is Deirdre Amante degli Umani. Degli Umani? Nani? Yes. A look of worried recognition crosses over most features as he hears the name. That's quite a name you got there. You recognize it? Maybe I shouldn't be surprised. My family is rather infamous in the old country, after all. But don't worry, Mo. I'm not here to cause you any grief. I'm just here for breakfast with my new friends here. Apparently, if you lie to Claudia, he doesn't admit to having killed anyone. There's a lot of things Claudia's already forgiven for killing maybe too far, so he has killed. It's not just like he's lying for someone's sake. The song is good times, apparently. I know what you like that Messina this if you're slowly. Oh yeah, sure, I'll get that right quick. Deirdre would like to offer my condolences too. Well, thank you, and I'm sorry to have brought it up. Oh, don't be! I'd love to hear what she was like, if you don't mind telling us. Deirdre grimaces as he wages on Shadow with herself about whatever else to share something so personal with us. Apparently, only if we're super attached do we get this conversation, otherwise she's like, no, I don't like to talk about that. Which is fair enough. The topic is a very pleasant subject for me. As Claudia said, you don't have to if you don't want to. But it may help to talk about it. I felt a weight lifted off of me when I opened up with Claudia and Malcolm about who I was. About how my dumpy has this thunder clap. How did he say it again? I would prefer you stop bringing it up. The thunderclap of my dummy thick cheeks or something? I forgot. This outing is getting to know each other after all, right? Deirdre takes a deep breath, and seems whatever conflict was happening inside of her comes to an end. She puts on a strong face, but her hands are trembling, and her voice has lost its previous sultriness. All right, I suppose the truth goes both ways. Of course she gets one too. Although she looks like, ugh, I can't believe I have to tell this one again. Once upon a time, back when my father cared about those things, he decided he needed an heir. My mother, as far as I was aware, was just a simple come and go. But unfortunately, she met whatever standards my father had. She didn't have a choice in the matter. And 9 months later I was born. I assume my father would have preferred a son, but he never seemed to attempt to have another child as far as I know. Probably because it complicates matters. Maybe it had something to do with her barely surviving the experience. What the hell happened in bed? As I found out later, she only needed the wheelchair after, the sex. Suffice to say, I was an only child. I can't believe you were born out of wedlock in what appears to be rape, and also the rape almost killed your mom. Damn! I only had a short time to truly spend with her. What little I do remember was that she was always trying to teach me things outside of the standard curriculum of a mob boss's daughter. Little things like being compassionate, honest, and trying to be a loving person. I'm not sure why she still believed in those things after what happened. Maybe it was all she could to keep going. I was still too young to really tell. But what I do remember is that I believed her when she told me those things. Gotten eaten out of more than one ways. Dang! It was different from everything else I was surrounded by. Like a single ray of light in a dark room. There was this one time. Beatrice's gaze drifts off into space as she briefly falls into some memory. Analyzing her expression, my guess is that this one's more melancholy than just happy. I'm sorry. What happened to her? Deirdre doesn't react to the question immediately. Instead, she sat there silently for a prolonged moment. When a response came, it was almost mechanical in its tone. The same thing that always happens. My father. One day, when I was about Malcolm's age, my mother was called away and I never saw her again. Then I next saw my father, all he told me is that she was gone and not coming back. She went to the farm? Gosh dang it, everyone goes missing at the farm. I never really done what happened to her. But I know it was him. I know it. I wanted him gone for a long time. That was awful. Deirdre, you're a terrible storyteller. Deirdre, I'm sorry that you had to live under someone so terrible. It makes what I've been through feel so small in comparison. Thank you for sharing all that with us. Did it help at all? Some. I appreciate the kind words, Claudia, but they are not necessary. The only help I need from you and Vin is that you to agree to my deal when the time comes. I have a plan. The plan I have in place will take care of all of our issues. Well, let's not get all this food go to waste. This is where the branches meet. Without further hesitation, the rose-colored Aerosaurus woman digs into the cannolis and coffee. Look at that face. Me and Claudia exchange a brief glance before following suit, albeit not so ravenously. I love how this fucking Mojop in the background, man. That's gotta be Anon. You just know it is with the little cap and everything. Goddamn. I love he's like, what the fuck are you doing, lady? Deirdre meanwhile delights in the meal and hungrily devours a portion. It seems you are right, Claudia. Models have not anything to worry about. It's gonna release out perfect. I'm definitely buying this place out when it's over. And I'm going to make sure that the Odrex comes with it. After consuming 3 of the sugar-filled pastries, she downs a coffee in a single gulp. Only then does she take a moment to savor the aftertaste of the confections, and the caffeine that lingers in them all. She does so in a praising eye towards me as I sip from my coffee and silently studies me. I mean, you're wearing fingered gloves, man. Why the long snoot? After a few nerve-wracking moments of quiet examination of how I eat cannoli, she leans forward. She's like, how do humans eat? I've seen humans get eaten, but I've never seen them eat something else. Except when they were getting stuffed for the table. Ho, ho, ho. All the while, a coy smirk curling up her snout. Well, yeah. Do you like me? When it's so done. God fucking damn it, woman. The suddenness of the question gets a spectacle, not just out of me, but Claudia as well. Deirdre doesn't bother holding back an amused snort as we hastily try to regain our composure. God, I love how smug she is. My reaction is only a little more measured compared to the pink person. She's so fucking done! Are you fucking kidding me? The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you. By now, Claudia is more aware of Deirdre's overt flirtatiousness, so she stops us from getting flustered or angry. Also, this woman seems to find our reactions amusing. It doesn't seem she wants an answer. Oh, come on, mate. It's a simple enough question. I genuinely want to know. Not romantically, if that's what you're worried about, but just in general. I'm interested in what you like. What about me you like or dislike outside of the company I keep? Although, if you want to give me your appraisal of my physical assets, I wouldn't mind. Every woman I meet has giant tits, woman. I don't get it. I don't even like big boobs. Fucking Arthur. What an asshole. I prefer a woman who fits in a stealth suit and doesn't bounce around the place. But no, none of you are good for a little co-op sneaking around. I'm sure she wouldn't. But as to her question, this is only my 3rd time seeing her and the 2nd time actually conversing. But not too much to go on, definitely not enough for me to discern any lies from the truth. I can settle on being true about it that she hates her father. And so far isn't lying about her distaste for violence. Like when I first saw her at the dinner, she was literally sick of the situation she was in. And she was laying the friendliness and flirtatiousness on really thick, even in our first talk. Snooping as usual, I see. Could be a way to throw us off guard, but I can't say it's an act. Not all of it anyway. But with the greatest social knowledge to tell for sure. It seems to me like she's really trying to be friendly. This is the first real attempt to make a friend. Hopefully she doesn't get too much opportunity in daily life. Going by the attention she's showing me. The looks, the tone of voice. She's not lying about me. I have no idea. Maybe it's not so much me, but what I have with Claudia she finds appealing. Perhaps we're the only frame of reference she has for something resembling a happy couple. Even the alternative is a rather bleak version given by her father. After a fair amount of thought, I finally answered the patient, but she's been waiting there for 10 minutes, man. I like your preference for handling things with deals and compromises instead of violence. It speaks very well to your character and actually encouraged me to work with you. To give my assessment, I returned to what's left of my coffee. Half of it's on the table. In response, the other raises a curious eyebrow. Is that all? Is there nothing you dislike? There's an undeniable hopefulness in her voice as she asks for clarification. You said not to include the company you keep. I suppose that doesn't leave a lot to discuss about me, did it? Not really. I assure you there is more to me. I'd certainly like to hear it. Oh, she's actually, like, finally cleared up. I wouldn't mind either. Why are you attempting to do things the nice way, for instance? Well, over the course of my life, I've had a few elbows with the worst of people imaginable. Most of them work for my father. So when I finally have the chance to defy those people, even just by not acting as a barbarian, I take it. One of my goals will be to put the people that share my particular preferences. Your win will hopefully be the first of many less bloodthirsty types. A moral realignment. God, I forgot how little his eyes are sometimes. He's such a goober. Which character model is very honest, I'd say. That's how I'd describe it. You know, Deirdre, these morals you want to introduce... Wait, you know, Deirdre, these morals make... Why would I read in Deirdre's voice when her name is literally... You know, Deirdre, these morals you want to introduce make it seem like you really don't want to run a gang at all. Have you considered leaving the criminal life behind? It's like, you know, what Wynn did. Deirdre shakes her head. It isn't the same for me. I can't just turn over a new leaf like Wynn did. I'm not surrounded by a bunch of saints like you or that Ceratops woman. Or some perfect child and Huisadal priest. And stop looking at me with them big old eyes. Whoop! That is how he works. Stop looking at me with them big old eyes. Whoop! No walking away from me. All I can do is make what compromises I can get and get the best result I can. And unfortunately for me, sometimes the best result you can is to get innocent people like you to be left alone. Sometimes I'm afraid that starting a new life for me is simply impossible. But thank you for thinking I could. I mean, it's more than you know. That's... bullshit! If you don't have enough points, which we do, she's like, when it's like, I hate to admit it, but I guess that's the way of things. Claudia! I like how even Deirdre's like, man, I'm glad I'm not holding a smoke, or I would have dropped it. Well, it is. I wasn't expecting that out of you. But please, Miss Grant, enlighten me what you mean with that. From what you've told us, you clearly hate the life you're living and the people you're surrounded with. And it sounds like you're desperate to find some way out, but just can't see it. Neither I nor Wynn have likely gone through what you have. But both of us have had our lives crumble to nothing in one way or another. Denovian took everything but Malcolm from me. Wynn doesn't even have a history he remembers. But that doesn't mean we could give up and accept how things were. You're right that without me and your father Xander pulling me through the darkest moments of my life, Malcolm and I probably would have died. That's severe. I tried doing the same thing for Wynn, but he ended up helping me instead. We helped each other. Oh wait, we helped each other. It's literally been the best time of my life. And for the record, I almost certainly would have died without you too. Deirdre, it is frightening to lose everything you have in your life, and it is hard building it back up. It may seem impossible when you're alone, and perhaps that's where you're going wrong. You won't be alone if you walk away from your current life. Me, Wynn, and all of St. Sadler's. We'll all be there to help you get a second chance, a new life free from all this. I mean, I can attest to that. If you choose to walk away from the criminal life, you have people waiting and eager to help you. Myself among them. Deirdre looks away from us as she considers what looks away from us as she considers what to say in response. Claudia must have obviously had an effect on her. The words hang in the air as the rose-skilled woman ruminates on the offer. Eventually, she just gives a non-committal shake of her head. It was certainly optimistic. Claudia, do you really think that any of us have a chance against my father on their own? Get rid of him first. The best outcome I can think of is that I'm completely able to turn the gang on Alfonsi. He's a monster, but if he's alone, he can be dealt with effectively. And if I use the police or anything that might put a split in the organization at all, there will be infighting. It'll be bloody, and if I don't have total support, there is a good chance that I lose. And then all hell will break loose. So, I feel like the big thing that's going to happen is that when the power structure collapses, like, why would the people in charge who are kind of, like, facilitating this to some minor extent even, like, let it happen? Because at that point, they've lost their contact point. They would be supporting someone and try to clean up as quickly as possible. Using the police as another lever to pull. Do you really think you can deal with Alfonsi without joining me? Without the resources and manpower I can provide? Fun fact! This is an honesty choice. Let's see. What happens if we say yes? Because I know that we can't. Because if we did, we would have shot him a little earlier, huh? After a moment of consideration. I'm not saying no to your offer, but there are other options I'd like to try first. CBD detectives. He's not a detective addicted to painkillers. Yeah! If you became a detective and got on some painkillers when you might unlock slowdown, at which point you have an advantage. Seen Alfonsi firsthand. He's also not invincible. Better luck with the National Guards. At least they have tanks. But as disappointed as I am... Oh, I like how yes is like, buddy. Oh god. Apparently the honesty point does matter. No. I lay back in my chair and take a moment to consider the situation. No, I don't think I can. Not by myself. I've seen Alfonsi, and if he's as much a monster as you say he is, both physically and in personality. If we want to survive, we will need your help. So we don't agreement then. Well, this is the split. If you're very honest and very attached. No, not yet. I'm not quite ready to fully accept your deal at the moment. Still not. I think I've been more than generous enough. After everything we just talked about, you're still not sure? You just said you needed my help for all of us to survive. What more is there to talk about? What other option is there? Have you considered going to the police yourself? You can't be serious. I am! You can testify against every member of the gang and unravel the whole thing. You and whoever you can get to join you can ask for immunity and put an end to your father. This is a bit optimistic. I feel like getting rid of Alfonsi internally and then ratting out the gang would work better because there's all this power dynamic going on at that point. I feel like he could do more then. I don't know if the police could handle Alfonsi without it being like a problem, because then it's like, it's just some criminals who died, right? You're like, oh, he's gone. The organization is weak. Although I don't know. Maybe keeping them together under Alfonsi makes them a little more tightly knit. You know, they're all in one house together. Be easier to lure them to a location. I don't know. I guess it depends. I'm not a criminal lord. I could finally do something other than what he made for you. Claudia, Malcolm, and everyone else has shown me that I can have a life. A real life! One where I can be a human being instead of some kind of ghost that goes ghost and fights ghosts in the ghost zone. I'm pretty sure that Danny Phantom mostly fought ghosts that left the ghost zone. When? But ghosts drifting from one place to another. This talk has shown me that you want that kind of life too. But you can't get it if you compromise now. You can't be a mob boss and have a nice wholesome life. You know you can't have both. This may be your only chance to walk away. You lose the power, whatever money that comes with this life that you lead now, but you'd actually be free. You. Alice Roman lets out a heavy sigh through her nostrils. Remains silent for a few long moments. You make a compelling offer, but I don't like the odds of it working out. It's a pretty steep gamble. But however things play out, you can rely on me being there. Without missing a beat, Claudia places a hand on mine and gives it a firm squeeze. All of us will be there for you. Even if a guest room in my house you can use now that wind has moved into mine. Why, it's true! It's a little cramped, but it's nice. Deirdre stares for a moment, wiping a little wetness that had formed in her eye and lets out a weak laugh. I know. I wasn't expecting a counter-offer. I suppose we'll just have to see what it costs far then, won't we? Tense moment pass without after answering the question. Deirdre seems content with the answer and relaxes in her chair, and silence falls over the corner of the restaurant. The silence is broken as the kitchen doors flung open, and the squeaking of an old cart's wheels. Mo makes a triumphant return, wheeling out a cart with several dishes on it, alongside his previous smile and confidence as well. He rolls up next to me, the air around our booth filled with a sense of something truly delectable. I hope I didn't keep you waiting too long. Due to some staff complications, I pulled a triple duty as cook, waiter, and dishwasher. But trust me, it's gonna be worth it. Without further ado, he reveals a very authentic-looking and exquisitely made Italian food. Uppercase. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Where's my bowl? May I present Braccioli Messinesi? Looks like breaded chunks of meat on a skewer to me, but it certainly smells delightful. And for the lovely Mrs. Claudia, I prepared you a fine dish of vermicelli alla Siciliana. No, it's Siciliana. Whatever. Another Messina dish that I learned, special for a non-carnivorous population. Oh, that looks wonderful. Giorgio seems to forget whatever she was feeling after the previous conversation. His face brightens considerably. We don't have to write for it now. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba! You little cheeky bastard. Oh, don't worry. That's apparently Telegram shitting itself. What? Why is Telegram complaining? Didn't even have it open. I think I'm gonna make a cut here and I need to do something real fast. Back in like a minute. Please. Please! There we are. Deirdre seems to... Okay, yeah, split in the conversation so that we don't have to worry about divergence. Because, to be honest, they've been accounting for so many divergent moments. I'm fine if you take a break. Wonderful belly describes it. My compliments, Mr. Mo suits me just fine. I'm no good with all that formality stuff. Well, you have my compliments, Mo. Hey, forget about it. Yeah, Pop may be a raging cunt, but you seem like a good egg. Yoda gives a hearty laugh as Mo swaps out the empty breakfast plates for the next course. Various plates of food do not last long at all. The breakfast pastries and conversation had apparently only served to increase our appetites. The only thing we had our fill of turned out to be conversation. None of us really felt the need to talk during the meal. Oh. The food, as expected, is delicious. Shame most business is losing steam with such good food on offer. Maybe it's worth it just to have Deirdre buy this place to keep his food around. After picking the plates clean, our table sits in silence as we digest. I like how their eyes closed. Deirdre, who was ravenous when devouring a portion, sits in a state of blissful contentedness and a full stomach. The last time I had anything like this is so their mother made it for me. Nothing has ever come close. I wish she had a chance to teach me how to make it myself. Maybe you could ask Mo for the recipe when he comes back. He'll probably share it with you. Yeah, probably. I just might. And if you do live the criminal life behind, he'll probably give you a job too if you ask. It's maybe worth changing lifestyles for this food. This guy. I was a crime lord, but then I ate some spaghetti. So, in a general feeling permeates the table and gives us all the same urge to move on from a cozy restaurant. And as reading of mine, Mo appears beside the table. I take out my gun. Wait, no, my wallet! My wallet! I took out my wallet! But as I reach for my wallet, Mo begins to tut me. Hold on there, fella. For you, dude, this one's on the house. What? Mo, it's alright. We can pay. No, really, it's not a problem. You can't just give this food this good away. I can, and I will. I don't judge friends and family, except, of course, when they tick me off or they win ball game day weren't supposed to. Or win a ball game the day they weren't supposed to. So if you was a good player, you could direct it all of these two. But, well then, I'll pay, because I'm neither friend nor family, no, am I? Hey, close enough. Oh, no, I'm not letting a gentleman like you walk away without getting some kind of thanks. Did you just fucking smooch him? Peck, peck. Deirdre plants two very wet-sounding smooches on the large cheeks of our aging Tyrannosaur host. Mo turns into a shade of rosy red that rivals the Allosaurus woman herself. I think that'll work. Mo, Win and I are flattered that you hold us in such high regard. It means a lot. Hey, forget about it. He's a little blushy. He's a little blushy! He's got that blush. After a few last insistences by Mo that it was really fine, and one good parting hog from Claudia, the three of us took our leave of Dino Mo's and exited out onto the street. Goodness gracious, how long were we in there? About 3 or so hours? Wow, it didn't feel that long. Woof! Well, they say time flies when you're having fun. But it seems like we still have a fair amount of daylight left. What should we do next? What do you think, Win? Maybe we can reconsider one of your hobbies? I'm extremely curious what you do for fun. Maybe Claudia can give some insight into that? Well... I don't think I have any. Me neither. Seriously? We're poor! What fucking hobby? Neither of you. I haven't taken any time to develop any. I've mostly just been focusing on helping out St. Sattler's and doing whatever chores need to be done around the house. She can't playing video games with kids? Or snooping around and stealing things? And then there's doing stakeouts to cave places I intend to burglarize. We could sit in the car for a few ahos and watch people. I've done that. What? You want to go watch people from a suspicious-looking car in a dark alley? Claudia, darling, tell me you've thought of something. The thing is, I spent the last 5 years scrambling to keep my life together. I've had to drop pretty much all of my interests just so I could raise Malcolm. Really, it's only since Win has arrived that I've any real free time at all. Before that it was just work, meals, church, and sleep. But I suppose I like watching old movie on the couch with Win and Malcolm. Is that a hobby? An understandably disappointed look crosses the Allosaurus face as she gets her answers. Not really, but it does sound nice. What about you? Do you have any hobbies or ideas? I don't. I don't really have much going on in my life either. There's too much old work and living in fear of my father. The three of us fall silent there in the parking lot and realize that none of us have hobbies. We're all fucking losers. Moment of revelation hangs heavy in the air until the quiet is broken by a sudden snort. What the fuck is this song? It's a goddamn stupid idiot. .mp3. Fuck yeah. I hope you feel as stupid as I do. This song is so dumb. I love it. Man, what is this song? In unison, the two sorry women burst into fits of deep, gut-bursting laughter. They laughed for a good long while, leaving me to lean against the car and think things over. Maybe the two of us should take a class together. St. Latus has a few options. As Deirdre and Claudia could see, laughing up a storm, a very pleasant breeze blows across the parking lot. As the core flows, an idea blows into my head. How about we go someplace scenic? Someplace we can appreciate the atmosphere, or a landmark of the city. Maybe one of the bluffs that Volcaldera is known for. The one overlooking St. Hammond's Beach is the closest one. Sounds good to me. Too bad I didn't bring my bikini, though. But it is nice I maybe have been tempted to take a dip. Which is not too far from wearing one already. I'm all for it. Despite living there most of my life, I've never actually been to most of the city's landmarks. Really? Sounds like it's decided then. Come along. The bluff shares parking with the beaches, so we'd better get to move on. Oh, that's so cute. That's such a cute little moment! With the decision made, we once more pile into the car and hit the road. Deirdre offers some instructions of which routes to avoid to stay clear of her father's territory, and that adds a few minutes to the trip. But we arrive within the hour without any complications. Find a nice parking spot near the bluff itself. Dude, what the fuck is that car? That is art. That is art. As we exit the car, we are immediately greeted by the delightful sounds and smells of the beach. The ocean air suffuses the area and a strong wind blows across the bluff. Very strong winds! It almost constant breeze cascades down the bluff and befits us even in the parking lot. Ugh. I'm going to lose my hat with all this wind. Well, your hat is mirrored, so it's fine. Now it's the right hat. I'm surprised you're worried about it. I don't have a lot of casual clothes. I expect you to understand. I expect you to understand because you're still wearing that coat even in this heat. That's what I've been telling him. It's a comfortable coat. It has a gun in it. Give me a minute while I throw this back in the car. Seriously, when I saw this Manu Ahi shirt, it was a very handsome shade of blue. It had a nice, subtle floral pattern that's very reserved. I'm fine. The wind is doing a good job of cooling me down. It's the sun that's killing you, man. Well, hopefully it's not too strong up on the bluff. It looks pretty sparse up there. That's better. You two ready? Yeah, lead the way. Is this not one fucking episode from Pokemon? Also, look at how busy the beach is. They got little kitties down there. Little things. Deirdre also, why are we having a date with Deirdre at the beach? I feel a little weird. Oh, this is interesting. Apparently the no Claudia route break happens. So when you go there, it jumps. Like, it doesn't continue, which is a little weird. We can do the no Claudia section now, I guess. How long is it? I don't even know where it unites again. Oh, there's still an honesty choice in the other ending. Gets the khaki shirts and the red or white. Poor guy. Oh my god. Apparently, oh dear god, that's fascinating. Man, this route's really interesting. I want to take a look at this later, man. How about we take a look at it right now? We might as well. Welcome to the No Claudia section. Get comfortable. It's going to be a while. Arrive at Dino most early. It's a lot shorter, because Claudia does fill up a lot of the extra text. And Wynn doesn't say too much. I love how he says, the Dynamo. Look at that mug. Flying solo today. Come to see your favorite pal Mo. Maybe try some mini items. A real breakfast Italiano. Who's this charming young beauty about with her? About with you? He's a lot! Oh, he still jolts. Yeah. Mo doesn't call him out. I like that. I mean, admittedly, it's not like they're married, so I guess especially in the batter endings, it's like, he doesn't give a shit about Claudia. Seems she doesn't get flirted with just about anyone. Trying extra hard to be friendly to me. Mo extracts 2 menus. Okay. Wait, what's this? Best seats on the house. Hey, Win! This is Mo. Listen, I know it's none of my business at all, but what's with this dame? You don't strike me as the kind of guy to have something going on the sly, you know. This isn't a romantic rendezvous. Well, then I probably don't have to tell you not to do what I would in your situation. Oh, god damn it, Mo. And he helps her sit down. Man, it's really terse. Or maybe it's because when I have to voice every line, it feels so much longer. He's also still, like, talking to my... I'm pretty hungry. And I bet you're still. Not sure Mo will go for it. That's Win saying it. Does seem like he's in the mood to change things. Certainly a step up from gas station food. You wouldn't gas station a food, would you? Hold up. I need a drink. She's been at this her whole life. Oh no, he's been at this his whole life. It's Win talking about himself. Suppose you were an orphan, as far as I can tell. When you robbed, it's probably the biggest score ever. Oh, this is interesting. Somewhat bothersome, but I know better than to get impatient. Things may have not gone according to plan, but at least I'm alive. For a thief, it's better to be poor and alive than rich and dead. Well said. Oh, so he's a bit more like, like, what do I want to spend it on? Live off it like you usually keep a low profile, that's it. And if you have enough attachment, he's like, I don't know. But that's only if I knew I could keep her and Malcolm safe. He cares. A little bit. But still like the bad ending, so... Otherwise, this is probably not. I'm just going to keep going when I'm done. There's one thing I wanted to ask you back at the house, but held it because Claudia's there. And then she goes back and, hey, have you killed someone? There've been some fights, nothing that got serious enough. Brandishing a gun or knife was usually enough to dissuade people. Oh, he doesn't even bother to lie. There comes Mo with the plates. It's still mostly the same. There's a lot of overlap, at least. I think they kept it apart because it's way more confusing to, like, have to write out and around, like, all these little moments where Claudia interjects. So I can't blame him. Oh, I think these art assets are they? Hold on. I don't think they're backgrounds. They might be scenes, though. Oh, that's like special art for just him and Deirdre. I like how in that one there's no pleasant conversation. There's just like spit take and looking at her grumpy. Which is fair enough, because you're in the bad ending. You ain't into it. When do you like me? Then he spit takes and he goes back. It's very cute. If you have a lot of attachment points, Win is like, hey, maybe we're the He's still, like, thinking about Claudia. Like, hey, maybe we're the only reference she has for a good life. Yeah, it's mostly the same. Kind of lame. I mean, it's fair, because it is kind of the culmination of things that are set in stone more than anything else. The culmination of your choices in anything. Those come later. And then she's like, hey, can you take on my dad without it? And if you say yes, you don't get honesty as usual. I believe so, I've seen him firsthand, blah, blah, blah. But if I can't take it legally, I have to do it some other way. And if you don't have any attachment, and he says, that doesn't mean I'm saying no to your offer, far from it. Violence has its place, it needs to be done carefully. I agree, and you're right, I want to be careful. I like how they're like, hey, yeah, we're both criminals, and there's no Claudia here to set that off, and also Wynn hasn't grown as a person. Duo to Claudia. If you say no, and you're on the bad route, I think back in my check to the situation, I don't think I can. Are we in agreement? I suppose we are, and if you have no attachment, not enough attachment and honesty, he says for now. Otherwise, he's like, I will still want to believe in the cops. They don't have City Hall on their side, that's what I mean. If Alfonsi's gone and they start infighting, like, I don't know what City Hall going to do about it, because they're kind of, like, passively condoning this. Them getting actively involved in, like, a scattered criminal organization would either solidify and harden it, or they would pick sides. Or they just let them sink and swim, you know? I don't like how much this alternative version just feels kind of miserable, but admittedly it should, because, like, Claudia's not there, and it's just, like, Wynn going, like, yep, let's take care of it, I guess. You might be able to hold the recipe out of Mo. That's rude. Oh, this is interesting. Almost if he's reading her mind, Mo appears beside the table. He gracefully collects the remaining dish and exchanges it with the bill, so he does charge them. Claudia ain't there, buddy. As I reach for my wallet, Deirdre begins tut-tutting me. Please, Wynn, this is my treat. Deirdre reaches for her wallet from the crevice of her ample bust. I'm glad we didn't have to see that, because I always think that's kind of lame. Just give a woman a purse. At least double the required amount. And then Deirdre apparently smooches Wynn or something. And Wynn goes bloosh if he's honest and attached enough. Otherwise, like, meh. Doling out the cash, he slides the wallet back down. I just realized that Wynn's character design is asymmetrical because of how his jacket works. So yes, you would need mirrored sprites. I don't know if I need to pay attention to that. It's just not something I care about. But know that hers are obviously, like, not mirrored because her pants ain't doing it. It's another moment where he's, like, doing things at home or at Claudia's house. If you're attached enough, that's cute. Oh, he's also like, I don't have any jobs. We could sit in the car and watch people. It's not really my kink. Skinny dipping. Oh god, that term's so fucking hilarious in context. Now we're at the bluff with Claudia. There's also a bluff no Claudia. Goodness me, man. Wait. There's two different versions of the bluffs? Oh, that's fucking hilarious. Apparently, if you don't get all the good boy points, attachment and honesty and all, you need to have 6 attachment and 2, and 5 honesty. There's a big cloud over it. I love how it's like last minute jabbing you about it. Gosh, it's so mean. That's so clever, though. Oh, this is... Hold on, we're going to get to something very funny in a bit. Curator leads the way to the point of the bluff, where it's indeed mostly open. I start up second with Claudia shortly behind me. However, unlike Deirdre, she appears to be struggling against the wind. So I hang back a few paces and assist her up the trail by offering her my arm. It was readily accepted. We joined Deirdre on this bluff's point. An old wooden fence lines the bluff's ridge, and the occasional sign is planted every dozen or so feet. That appears to warn tourists to not only beware of being blown off the cliffs by the strong winds, but also not to jump or leave small children unattended. Well, look at you two. We should have done that. Thought of what? Claudia was just having trouble with the wind. Of course she was. Well, nice view, huh? I like how she's like, oh, yeah, I totally was having issue. You get a nice look from the ridges of here. And Mano Ahi is right over there. Definitely looking forward to a nice vacation on there once this is all over and done with. Man, like when that animation happens, it sometimes looks like his eyes are like genuinely rolling down because the interpolation does cause that, like the shifting. Following Deirdre's suggestion, we look out over the rolling waves of the ocean down onto the beaches on either side of the bluff. The coastline is populated by a multitude of colorful. They're full of color. Saurians swimming, playing, and lounging on the warm sands. With some effort, we managed to spot a handful of humans along the throngs of dinosaurs. I'm myself more interested in watching the vast ocean than anything else. Deirdre focuses on the multicolored crowds of people in the ocean beneath her. Oh, while she pointedly ignores the "please don't lean on the fence" sign and uses one of the wooden post fence as a seat. Claudia just leans on my shoulder and contentedly sighed to take in the natural splendor of the day. You know, I'm glad you chose to come here. Ever since I was a kid, back before they put up all the signs. I've been here since I was a kid, before they put up the sign. They weren't always here? Oh, no. It wasn't one of those we didn't put up the sign saying not to, because we didn't expect anyone to be in dumb situations. From what I remember, some dumb pterodactyl or pterosaur kid jumped off the cliff thinking he could fly. Well, he tumbled at the bluff under the harsh lesson of gravity. I think I remember that, actually. God, I must have been 12 when it happened. So, fun fact, in the script, there's notes. Okay, so, here's some quick math. Current year is 2025. Deirdre is 26. Win is 25-ish? Wait, he was 15 when he came to? That's terrible. Terrifying. Terrible. Claudia is 24. Malcolm is 5, born in 2020. 5 years ago, when she was 19. Events of Snoot are 2020, so Fang is 18, and Nasser is 16. So, no, Nasser is like 1 year younger, right? It's like 17, I guess, depending on when his birthday is. So Claudia is 1 year older than Fang. That's a weird thing to think about, but that's what happens when your cast is technically older and it takes place later. So Fang was 11 and Nasser was 9, which will make Claudia 12, which puts Claudia a year into middle school. Thank you! Quick maths! Hey Claudia, is that an orange parasaur floating in the water down below again? I can't believe this happened twice. Where's my nickel? I think the sister of the kid was even in a grade below mine. I remember all the other kids in school were talking about it. Some even laughed about how the boy who jumped it deserved to die for being so stupid. I felt sorry for the boy and his sister for hearing them say all those sorts of things. How cruel they were about it. But I heard he lived. I was amazed at how a doctor was able to save people like that. I think that might have been what made me want to be a doctor in the first place. I wonder if him and his sister are doing alright. Deirdre shrugs. Who knows? It was, after all, a few years after my time. All I know is that the mummies are coming back. One of my only good childhood memories. One of the times my mother and I could actually get away from the gang and pretend to be normal. And coming here now is comforting. I really do wish I could get out here more often. The three of us take a bit more time to take in the atmosphere around us. I like how he closes his eyes. So cute. The fresh air, the warm sun mixed with the cool breeze and the scent of the ocean and the happy sounds of the crowd below on the beach. Really does make for a memorable moment in time. Although I do wonder, what is Deirdre so transfixed down there? She barely takes her eyes off of what it is. I think those kids are putting up a bonfire and burning their yearbook. But it's April. Who the fuck is graduating with a yearbook? Wait, are they drinking beer? It's not even night. Why are they pretending it's nighttime? Are they recording a day for night shot down there? What the hell? Unfortunately, Snoot Game does not have the budget that Goodbye Volcano High does, so they cannot afford to actually, get nighttime cameras and lighting setups. So they had to do day for night. And Ant's like, ugh, it's already so warm, and I'm sitting next to a fucking bonfire, too. Follow the direction of what I was looking. Narrows down to a particular section to be the nudist section. A section where human man and saurian woman are lounging together on a shared beach towel. I watch her for a couple of minutes. Her gaze never wavers from the couple. You can't just look at the other video game, lady! Seems to be pretty focused on those, too. Our cars saying our romantic options were pretty bleak this morning. Looking at all of our interactions so far, I'm starting to understand why she's been so friendly. Must be desperate for some kind of affection. The only way to solve this problem is with a deliberate and firm application of smooching time. Maybe if I can convince her to leave a criminal life behind, Claudia can help her find someone. I mean, I've been looking at many. I'm not gay, Quinn. I'm just saying, if I was a woman, I'd go for it. And fucking Claudia's like, she's straight. You can just date her, right? What are you talking about, Win? Also, pretty sure she's not interested in the religious sorts. I feel like that'd be like, ugh. After being a criminal for so long, I feel like dealing with the religious sorts like exchanging one problem for another. Falling in love with Claudia's done wonders for me. She'd do the same for Deirdre, right? I'm not saying that she wants someone who's an atheist. I'm just saying that like she wouldn't go for someone like Minnie with that kind of mindset. You know, it's like, ugh, I just want someone normal who just sits around all day and lets me find myself instead of, you know, already having such a personality as to impose onto me. Sure, she's a bit overly friendly with me, but that's probably because she's lonely. Probably. Maybe she wants a threesome, but I don't even know how sex works, so I couldn't imagine how a threesome's supposed to work. She does appear to be honest as her intention, since she's pleasant company. And she is rather attractive. Humana, awooga, etc., etc. We could have to find someone who makes her happy, like Claudia and I have made each other. Someone who can give her a place to go home, where she can finally really be alive. Someone special to hold in her heart. Say, Helen, Claudia, I've been thinking about what I'm going to do when this is all over. I'd like to ask you to. What do you want to know this business is concluded? I would like $1,000,000,000! Apparently that little conversation we just had of like, she's looking down there, doesn't happen if you don't open to her. Oh, we get another attachment droids. I'm fascinated. We're this far into the endings and it's still giving us choices. What do you want? When all this business is concluded. That question has certainly come to mind recently. Well, we all know what the good choice is and what the bad choice is. Jesus Christ, both options have a lot going for them. I do appreciate that even now it's like, hey, you can say that Win is like, I don't know, I should probably go. I like how she's like, huh. Anyway, I'm going to just check and see where this ends. So that I know when to scroll down and start doing this stuff. Apparently there's a variable called Big Moment. Oh, we're in there. Oh, we get Big Moment if we have all the points, I think. I imagine that's the case. But yeah, obviously. Whatever may come, I have a place here. I have a life I never had before. I want to spend it with Claudia. Deirdre, he drops to one knee. Can I adopt you? I've already adopted someone else's child. I've adopted her child. I might as well adopt you right from out under your father. Real homewrecker Win right here. That's why they call me Window, because I'm a way out of the house. That I'm wrecking. Like a homewrecker. When God closes the door, I'm the window that opens. Do you get it, Deirdre? Do you get it? I practiced this fucking pun all night. Ah! I don't want to spend it with Claudia. She'll have me. Claudia doesn't hesitate to take my arm and squeeze herself tight against me. Oh, Win, you're welcome to stay as long as you want. Well, if I can stay however long I want, perhaps we should just get married. Oh my god! What did I just say? Apparently, if you don't have enough points, he does not say that. This is the big moment. Oh god. What did I just say? I didn't mean to say that. My cool detective voice isn't ready for this. I mean, if I wanted to, but just not off the cuff like that. Sort of thing needs build-up and ritual and a ring that's several times my annual wage, which is 0, so like any ring should be good, right? I reposition myself out of the now rigid hold Claudia had on my arm, and come face to face with a shocked Parasaur. Maybe there's some way I can explain myself. Brush it off as a poorly timed joke. I love how Deirdre is like, what the fuck? Maybe you should just roll with it and commit. My heart's already jackhammering as I gaze into her now saucer-wide eyes. Open my mouth won't find it drier than the salt in the air. Don't panic. It's just a few words. It's easy. Just let your mouth do its thing. Cunnilingus. I'm a cunning linguist, I mean. Fuck! I gulp down what fear I can and force the words out. Claudia, what I mean to say is, rap to Jesus, take the wheel. If you have me, Her answer comes in the form of her throwing her whole body into a kiss that nearly knocks me over. Any thought other than her leaves my mind as her soft-scaled lips press against mine. Deirdre, the other people on the bluff, the seagulls, waves, and wind all fade away. All I can perceive now is the feeling of her against me and the electrifying touch. I don't know how long we stay together like this, but it could be an eternity for all I care. The feeling is indescribable. For me, anyway. Especially with my mind melting into jelly as the warmth of Claudia's mouth delivers a kiss unlike any before. The love behind this one, the pure bliss. It perfect. It perfect. Eventually we once more become aware of time and space, and our lips pull away as we take in short, excited breaths. Between the fluttering intakes of air, Claudia finally verbalizes her answer. Yes. Certainly now that we've become aware of those around us, very spectators to the scene giving a smattering of claps and cheers. Even Deirdre sat close by, daintily applauding the emotional scene while doing her best trying not to look bashful. Bashful! Claudia and I exchange a sheepish look. But it hardly matters to either of us. All that matters now is that she said yes. Asked her to marry me. I never thought I even desire. And she said, yes! Well, turning to face Deirdre, it's clear that she was invested in me and Claudia's romantic moment. I love that there are like two fucking typos that are kind of meh. It perfect? The worm? Come on! I suppose that answers things to Claudia too. I suppose it does, doesn't it? Sorry for doing that in front of you, Deirdre. I was just so damn happy. I barely know what to say. Title drop! Title theme drop! Perfect moment for it. I barely know what to say. We're getting married! It's called That Mood, apparently. The Allosaurus woman just sighs and wipes the beginnings of wetness from her eye. Claudia, there's nothing to apologize for. I mean, I did ask. I just wasn't expecting Gwyn to drop a proposal on you today, Zol. And you know, and I'm very disappointed in you. It was a spur of the moment. I just felt like this was the moment to do it. It was perfect. I'm sorry for not having a ring. Oh, we'll get one later. No, it's not for any of that. Although that was lovely. I just thought, by looking at you and learning about you, that you'd have more of an edge to you and not be so... perhaps chivalrous is the right word? Let's go with that. You're a bit more chivalrous than I was expecting. Chivalry? It's dead. Thus I must kill myself! Blam! And then they fall down the cliff because Kleiner didn't have environmental awareness. Sure did. You're honest, brave, loving, and you want to protect me and Malcolm. I think it fits, and that's wonderful. For me it isn't. It was a major wrench into what I had planned. How so? Part of my deal would have required you to stay in Volcaldera Bluffs. With me? Oh, God! Real? Oh, that's just kind of... Oh. Yes, I thought that was self-explanatory. You said you wanted me to work with you, and I presume that you would have needed me to stay with you for some time. No, Vin, I mean, I wanted you to be with me. Oh! Really? I suppose you two probably would have guessed that I hadn't had the best experience with swords in my life. As a result, I've just developed a certain... I appreciate that Deirdre liking humans is not just like... because Win is convenient, but like there's an actual element of like, oh, because your life is fucked up and every dinosaur you've known has eaten someone else and been a monster, or your dad, who is also a monster, and your dad. So when I learned about you and Claudia living together and started watching your movements, I saw you having something I've been pining to possess for an awfully long time now. Listen, I know this guy called Anon. He's got this relationship with a girl called Fang. He's not too far off from your age, but honestly, if you really need to know, he either is in the army and gonna come back pretty handsome, or He's gonna come back and hook up with Fang. I give him 2 years. That guy has no fucking personality. They have no chemistry. You just need to schmooze him a little. You can get him to break up in no time at all, even if we're dealing with any 4. You like kissing humans, don't you? The more I saw of it, the more I wanted it myself. Up to and including you in. But I think it's particularly I have no chance of that right now. Doesn't sound like you have much interest in joining the gang once I'm in charge either. Yeah, you're right. I'm not too keen on joining you criminal empire. While I'm flattered that you wanted to seduce you? Yeah, that. I still hope you can get that life you wanted. To start a fresh, new life. Get everything you need. Approach Deirdre and Claudia both extend our free hands to her. Including friends. I'm serious about letting you stay with us. Although after that little confession, we have to talk about that whole seducing Win thing before I say yes. Deirdre laughs softly at the remark, but quickly waves off our extending hands. Deirdre rises to her feet and bats off whatever wooden flakes still cling to her ample rump. Dude! You just proposed to a woman. I think I've seen you hurt enough to satisfy myself for the day. Are you sure? Quite sure. It's been a rather lightning exhausting day. I'd say. Well, let's get right back home. And our pottery's there. Well, if you're sure. Very well. I lead Claudia and Deirdre back down the bluff to the car past a fair number of beachgoers and tourists. Some of the ones that saw me and Claudia's big moment offer to say congratulations as we pass by. We politely nod and offer thanks to move through. It's difficult for me to do more than smile awkwardly and nod. It's no use to having so much attention. Claudia clings to me as we make our way to the car. There are 3 of us wearily but happily taking our seats. Whoa! Why so intense? Oh, I'm already way past the moment where it happens. Apparently, if we're not a big fat bingus who loves her. Wait, hold on. Okay, it's just a very quiet moment. Interesting how, without the big moments, like if you don't have all the points, you just, I got a bucket of chicken, wanna go on a date? If you stop seducing, win. Sad seducing, A's win. I got a bucket of chicken, wanna go on a date? So if we say, fuck, I'm gonna run out of here. After the business with Alphonse, no matter what's gonna happen, it's gonna be messy, and I gotta go, with Denovian and all that. I really care about them. They'll have to disappear for a while, so they don't receive any fallout. I think that was already an option. And prudent one too, there will be fallout. If you take my deal... Wait, can you even have 7 points? Apparently if you have 6 attachment and 6... honesty, though. Oh, she has a little spot. So you're like, hey, I got a place for you. There's a little bump, and you can see the seam at the bottom of the screen. Thank you. Oh, apparently if you didn't get it before, if you can get 6 points somehow at this point, they still make the offer. And then the other one, she's like, oh, we'll miss you. I miss you too, but I won't be able to live with myself if you got hurt because of me. Remember, in order to get her at all, you need to have good points. This is not like a universal ride for the good and bad ending. I'm going to keep one away from Malcolm. Oh, so cute. Cute little moments. The drive back is silent. Deirdre looks out of a window to keep deep in the thoughts, and I'm not too talkative most of the time anyway. Even Claudia's leaning back into a resting position. Like Deirdre, she's lost in thought. However, she does look to me ever so often. It looks like she wishes to say something, but every time she seems to choose to hold it in. That's not how boobs work, lady. I think we're digesting a lot more than the food we had at Mills. It's only if you had the big moment. Otherwise, like, she seems to stare out of the window and look at people. Just trying to absorb the moment. We return home around 1 in the afternoon. Oh, rather early, all things considered. This is where we leave each other, I think. Are you sure? I could put in some coffee if you want to stay longer. No, darling, I'm afraid that I've got to get back to dubious business of making sure that my promotion goes off without a hitch. But before I get walking... The rose-colored Alistair woman pulls a wallet from her depths of her bosom, extracts a piece of paper from it. Passing me the slip of paper, she returns the wallet to her chest pocket and gives me a quick wink. Whenever you're ready to decide to make the deal, I'll be waiting for you. And if you want to try and talk to me into being a good little girl again... Oh, God, shut up. I suppose I could. Although I could just give the number to Father Xander and Minnie and let them talk you into submission. Ha! Instead, I thought you were too chivalrous to threaten a lady with a torture. I think it's more him trying to save a princess from a dragon, if you ask me. I suppose that's a nice way of thinking of it, and with that I'm off. Win, Claudia, thank you for giving me such a time, so much of your time. You're welcome, and thank you for doing what you can to help us. Claudia, darling, it's my pleasure. Yeah, Deirdre, I'd like to thank you as well. But you were strange in how you could have gone about things, and you're all for the help of a conditional may be. I appreciate it. When you and Claudia are most welcome. Just remember that you're choosing the maid of honor, aren't you? But that when you're choosing the maid of honor, fuck off. I think Minnie will have something to say about that. But I'll aim for you when I toss the bouquet. You've got yourself a deal, Mrs. Doe. Wow! Wow! Aiming low, huh? Oh, goodness. Ciao, picture scene. Goodbye. As Deirdre starts to walk off to say her goodbye, she abruptly turns around. She smiles and waves and blows a kiss at me. With a laugh, she once more turns from us and after collecting her hat and jacket from the car, continues her departure for good. The act only gets Claudia to roll her eyes, but she soon lets a good-natured smile spread across over her face despite herself. What a day. You said it. Ready to go get Malcolm? Maybe just spend the rest of the day on the couch watching movies. I like a perfect way to get the rest of the day to me. I do like that his name is a pun, but it's not like an everybody or like nobody pun, you know, like a incognito and anonymous. Or fucking Wanda Rurson. I mean, Evelyn Ryman works, because technically her name is Evelyn Rieger. Ryman. So it's technically not her real name. It's just a name coincidentally if you use her dad's last name. Which he doesn't. And Wanda Rurson is just like fucking stupid. Outside of that, I like that it's all, you know, it's just a good pun. It's also a great pun because it uses the John Doe, like the Doe last name. It's great. Some people are dying of thirst and others are drowning. Sure. Claudia will lean into me and keep her arm... What do you mean, will? How do you know that? Claudia leans into me and keeps her arm coiled around mine as we stroll down the sidewalk. So? During the drive back, I was thinking about how Claudia Doe sounded in my head. And hearing Deirdre say it out loud like that, I think I like it. I suppose it's really your choice. Not to sabotage myself, but legally speaking, Win Doe isn't a real name. I'm happy living with it from now on, but I'm not sure how it will affect this whole marriage thing. Well, it's probably not that big of an issue. Probably. I suppose we should probably ask Father Xander or the detectives to clear that up. Oh, we should get you baptized as Win Doe. That should settle all this. Yes, with the church. That will settle those problems with God, Claudia, but not with the fucking government. I can't go to the bank and say I've been baptized. I suppose it's about time I joined the congregation officially. You've no idea how happy that's going to make Minnie. I think I have some idea. Claudia lets out a content sigh. She readjusts her grip on my arm. I think Minnie is most happy that she stopped worrying about you guys having extramarital sex. That's the real part she's happy about. If you're getting married, I'm going to need a dress. Guess we'll have to go shopping. I can finally get you a suit. I suppose it's about time I did that too. When do you think we should tell Malcolm? I think we're still processing it a bit ourselves. There's a lot else going on. I don't want to overwhelm him. Maybe after this whole mess is over? It'll be like the end of a story. And they lived happily ever after, something like that? Yeah, something like that. Happily ever after. I like the sound of that. I detect a deep yearning in her voice that tells me she would marry me tomorrow if permitted. You're the same, if I'm perfectly honest. But now's just not the time. I simply don't know if any of this will fall. So far for now, the ceremony will just have to wait. And holding off, just give me time to do something else besides find us a nice suit. Buy a ring. You put a ring on her thing. End of demo! Fuck! Apparently, if you went to Pizza Cave, she knows where to get a dress. Otherwise, she says, let's go shopping. If you did not have the big moment, she's just like, yeah, we just kind of walk over there. God, this is the... Really? God, I'm mad now. I'm mad now. I'm gonna get up, and I'm gonna get mad. Oh, apparently the beach gets way fucking worse. Oh, we gotta talk about... I'm gonna get mad. I didn't think it'd be that small, is the problem. Anyway, let's look at the No Claudia section, and we'll call it a day, because we're done. I can't believe we're done. I must confess, I have a lot of feelings about this. They're mostly positive. In fact, I think that considering some of the fiction shit that we've gone through over the many years, I think I only have positive things to say. Because honestly, I don't mind the little typos. I don't mind the art being a little, you know, making it work. Let's see. Is there any update to this? Don't Bite Me demo. Man, I'm holding on to that Don't Bite Me demo. Listen. I've been told that Hold On To Me is apparently something I might want to look into, but I'm leaving that up to you. I didn't even know where to get that. I feel like doing another mod, truth be told, but I don't know what to play. Man, there's a fucking devlog demo here from years ago. That's just sad, man. There's all kinds of stuff here. Was I right? Take Me With You? What are these fucking demos? What are these mods I've never heard of? Where's Volcaldera Nights? No! Ow, my ears! My ears! I don't know what version this is. I don't know what version this is. Well, these are all like May and August, so I imagine they're up to date. Hair loss edition. Oh my god, they made him fucking bald. And a demo. And a demo. It's that kind of end a demo too, goddamn. Okay, let's focus on the other ending then. So you're at the Bluffs. If you have a little bit of good points, then it's just a nice beach. Otherwise, there's gentle waves. Otherwise, it's dark and there's like thunder. Oh, it straight up just plays a thunder song. What the fuck? As music. It plays the thunder as music. Like, it doesn't just bring out like the dark background. It's like, no, buddy. This shit about to suck ass. Let me see if I can find it, actually. Thunder Distant. Cool. That is some distant thunder. Otherwise, you get, okay. Wait, there's 3 different bluffs? Where are these other bluffs I didn't find? You stop bluffing me, lady. Oh shit, oh my god! You can get her at night. And there's a flash. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, so bluff 1 is like, it's dark, it's stormy, it's cloudy. In bluff 2, there's clouds in the distance. In bluff 3, the other one's like near and overhead. And apparently there's like bluff 2 night. Wow, that's depressing. That's depressing. Bluff parking lot, the church, man. I really love the callbacks in this. I think Mo was a bit much compared to the others, but he's already a side character, so who cares? He doesn't even do all that much. He's just a cute little background touch. I love that you can see Samantha and Ripley in the background and Stella. You know, you can kind of see some characters if you look for them. Very tasteful cameos. Very tasteful. Let's see. Finding a parking lot. If you have no attachment, although one would look... Oh, man. Just about noon when it arrives. Although if you look at the sky, you wouldn't see it. There's just fucking lightning. Very frightening. If you have some attachment, I'm surprised anyone's here today. Forecast said this morning they'd get a nasty storm. I guess that's the weather for you. If you have some middling attachment, so it's like dark, but not terrible. She's like, oh, there's the Manuani and the storm they were talking about. Seems to be content to stay out there for now. Okay, it's not that bad, buddy. But if you have nothing, she's like, wow, no wonder no one's here. It's fucking terrible. And Wynn is like, no, I like dark weather. I'm a sneaky thief. I appreciate that if you have enough attachment points, she mentions Mahuani, but not if you don't have enough points. She doesn't bring it up, or she brings it up already. Harsh listening gravity. Well, that just scared the shit out of me. I'm gonna need a moment in a bit. But first, takes 2 of us a bit more time taking the atmosphere. Deirdre and I seem to focus on watching couples go about their day on the beach below. So he's just taking the smells. Looking forward to a vacation if you're on the bad route. Artists love make paintings of stormy seas because they're dynamic! With flat water, you can make cool reflections, though. Really is what you want. Trending water is Deirdre seems occupied. Don't lean on the fence. There's a lot of overlap here. Oh shit! It's under. Hold on. I need to. Hold up. Hold on. Anyway, if you have no attachment, if you have attachment equal to or less than 1, from what I remember, guy fell down, and Wynn is like, "Wait, you're glad to come back here because this kid fucking died?" And she's like, "No, I have a memory with my mom here." And she's like, "Hey, Wynn, any good memories with the scene?" He's like, "Nah, I'm fine. Just see if you have a couple more points." No, he's not as cynical about it. Fair enough. Wait, what? What's going on here? Isn't this the exact same section? I don't get this. There's a branch here that's like, okay, let me pull this out. This branch does nothing. Like, what does this fucking branch do? It's the same picture. Thinking about this, what do you want to do after this is concluded? Oh, I love that you can still say you want to go with Claudia. Let's go with that one first because we're on the bad route. Let's see. When it comes to it, I'm not leaving Claudia or Malcolm. I have a place here. If he has enough attachment, I won't let anyone hurt them. And otherwise, he's like, I'm going to stay for a time. You don't sound convinced. If he has enough attachment, he's like, I know I have an odd pattern to my speech, but I do not think I'm lacking in conviction. Otherwise, like, yes, I know, I'm told my voice has a monotonous quality to it. It occasionally makes it difficult to interpret my intent. Although be the case, it's a fine goal all the same. If you have enough attachment, honestly, though, I have my place here, life I never had before, when I spend with Claudia and Malcolm. I do love that this middling road is still pretty pleasant, all things considered. Especially since you could pick up a couple of points towards the end, too, after it feels like you're kind of route locked. Which is something not a lot of stories tend to do. They tend to chicken out a little bit. When it's like, it doesn't really matter, does it? Especially if your choices are more like character-based than they are like specific actions that meaningfully alter text. You know, they're more like, oh, you're doing better. I personally have a question on why you're bothering at all. Because if someone, like, especially with devlog, this is a problem. Because it's like, if someone wants to date Rebecca, they're just gonna look at the fuck up. Right? Like, why do you even bother? Just tell the player what they're doing and dealing with. Like, there's no reason to be subtle. People can reload, there's no fucking cost. Just be honest. It doesn't matter. If the point is to this humanizing exercise, fine. But I don't think devlog's about any of that. You just get to the end and go, okay, guess I have to reload and try again. No one's gonna take the fucking bad ending on their chin. Unless that's the point of the game, which it ain't. So, fuck off. Don't even bother with that, right? Like, I know it's a bit lame, but visual novels have convinced themselves that if they have choices that don't really do anything, they have gameplay. But they don't! It's not gameplay! Right? It's not like Dark Souls where you have to improve your skills. It's go back and pick the other option. Great! I was wrong the first time. Who fucking cares? It's especially bad if you have to do everything perfectly to get the right ending. It's just the worst. I've genuinely soured on it, especially because it often undermines good linear narratives, because it tries to account for too many variables. I love how in the middling of, like, you have enough attachment and honesty, it's like, I want someone she can love! Lied to for so long, but don't tell her. We all wear false faces. I wear one to schmooze. Oh, God. But Claudia doesn't know, doesn't hurt her. Oh, that's such a, like, yeah, that is the bad route, ain't it? I love how she's way more supportive of their relationship in this one. She's like, you know, I guess that's because Win isn't as attractive as an option. Otherwise, if we say, I'm gonna fuck off, see you later. Business with Alfonso, no matter how it goes down, blah, blah, blah. If you have no attachment, once I know they're at peace, nothing going to again, I'll let you move on. There's nothing left for me afterwards. And she's like, hey, are you, what? Are you sure? That could make you a tempting offer to stay around if you don't want to stay with Claudia. What sort of offer? Well, on top of everything else, how about joining fee? Joining fee? Taken out of what you owe, of course. How much do you think you're worth? What? Oh, this is hilarious! You're on the... By the way, this is like the zero attachment branch. If you have zero attachment, but all 6 honesty, you get this branch. Hold up, I need to silence the music because this is fucking hilarious. A number unbidden erupts from the back of my mind. Some voice, not my own, but familiar, like a memory of a voice floats the answer to my ear. $250. The coldness with which I answer catches Deirdre off guard. The significance of it is lost on both of us, and I'm just as confused as Deirdre is. I am more so. The suddenness of the number, especially the regard to what I think I'm worth, troubles me as much as the thing can say. But on some level, I know that number. I know that number to reflect some kind of truth. But I push the confusion down in my mind. Now is not the time to pause and a random bit of trivia, no matter how truth. I like how he says $250. That's a very expensive video game. Otherwise, if he is not 100% honest, he's like, well, currently I'm worth a few $1 million. And he's like, don't get cocky. Nothing changes faster than the price of goods, especially things that might be past their expiration date. Oh, that's so nasty. I mean, you do have 0 attachment. This is very cute. It's very cute. Very cute little thing. And we'll turn the music back on. Actually, let's turn on the cool loading screen. My kidneys don't have the best GFR. Don't get me started on creatine. Fair enough. I'll try to avoid it. The drive back is silence. Oh yeah, because nothing happens. They just fuck off immediately when they're done there. If you have no attachment, or terrible attachment, I should say. Soon enough, I get to Claudia's house. The clouds have reached further inland. Oh man, it's darkened. Home fog. Neat. If, however, you have some attachment, he's like, I never get us home. Seems the inclemeter hasn't reached her yet. Maybe we got lucky. And if you have enough attachment, honestly, he's like, hey, maybe the storm just fucked off. I'm not complaining. I like it. How much do you think you're worth? $15 and a high five. I appreciate the honesty and the specificness of the offer. I want you to imagine this man fighting 2 children in a park. And he's wielding that as a sword. What do you do? What do you do? Can you do something at that point? If you're not attached enough, Claudia is tired and Malcolm frowns, otherwise they're neutral. That's cute. Sending seems to have a bit more meat to it. But that's probably because, you know, the rose scaled the dinosaurs. My deal is the best offer you're going to get. I'm only giving you a choice because I like you. Don't forget that when I come to collect. If when it's attached, he's normal, otherwise he's serious. I like how they do... Okay, listen. I really like how much they do with just changing expressions according to the characters, right? This... I'll get back to this. Senator, or Arthur Kitten's boy wife, write it down for my review. That I really like that they do something with the expressions so that the choices mean something. Because I already complained about the points and choice system. And I think this game is one of the rare exceptions. It proves the rule, as they say. If he's honest, he's optimistic instead of cautious. Maybe I can trust her. No. Otherwise, he's like, I can't trust her entirely anyway. She has her own agenda. She's made it clear that she's playing nice because she assumes I won't judge the offer. And if he's attached... Oh, man, it's so cute. Currency can be exchanged for goods and services. And Wynn has services. Prostitute. And Claudia's like, hey, Wynn, sorry, how'd it go? How was your excursion? If he's attached enough, he's like, oh yeah, Deirdre wants to help us. Don't worry, it's fine. Otherwise, he's like, nah, it went well. And he's like, much more like, nah, don't worry about it. Let's go watch a movie. And she's like, oh, that sounds like... Oh, that's so terrible, man. That's so fucking terrible. I love how terrible it is. It's a rare treat to watch a fucking novel tell me a story. And a visual novel implement its choices and bother to actually implement them. You want to know what's funny? I don't think Ashfall's going to do this. I don't think Ashfall's got the guts. It's too up its own ass with its artsy-fartsiness to be like, oh, I don't want to write like 8,000 fucking else statements so that my character looks a bit more sad when he's in a scene where he, logically from his choices, should be a bit more sad. Anyway. Oh no, it's over. Fun fact. There are jumps. There are technically jumps to different endings, but they don't exist yet. They exist in a very crude state. If not none, this is interpreted as an angle used to pan horizontally in a 360 panoramic image. Center of the image is used as a zero angle with left and right are minus 180 and 180 degrees respectively. Oh, they're a little panning shot. Aren't you a sexy little guy using panning shots? There's a chapter 9 and... Oh, I just noticed the text is supposed to be like Roman numerals. Oh, you motherfucker. I didn't even notice. There is a little bit for chapter 8 that we can look at. It's all commented out, but it's there. I don't want to be E1 anymore, SpongeBob. I want to be E4. Let's see. 3 days later. 3 days of internal debate and silent consideration has left me feeling tired. But at least I believe I've reached a decision concerning how I want to proceed with Deirdre's offer. This is ending 1, by the way. Denovian off Claudia's back and removing Alfonsi as a threat, in exchange for my assistance in the act and service afterwards. I have no particular interest in being lashed to Deirdre for any extended period of time, but I believe accepting this deal is the most expedient for assisting Claudia. And if and when I have performed adequate services to Deirdre, I plan to simply leave once again.
I like that even ending one is like, I'll do enough to be worth it. I'll do enough to be a good guy. And then I'm fucking away. Oh god, this is a really big fucking text. Oh, these are artist notes, because these are entirely out of pocket. Now it is a simple matter of waiting for Deirdre to call him, which is weird because I don't think the narration ever treats Wynne as a third person like that, or it doesn't do it so much that I would know about it. Also, there's a fucking typo with Anovian. Where did the D go? Where's his penis? As such, he now spends most of his time hovering around the phone or waiting for the number to call her ID. Claudia and Malcolm continue their life under supervision, and the three together form an effective little unit. Everything is stands now smooth, mechanical fashion. I love it. Mechanical. Ooh, sexy. It's a great way to describe this mess they got themselves into. Claudia may be going through the motions of life in a dream, like fog, and eschewing all responsibility and choice in her life, but she's happy. Although Malcolm does not always follow instructions perfectly, he remains devoted to keeping his mother in a happy place, and has an unshakable childish trust that Wynne is always right. Oh god, that's so sad. No! Everything is proceeding peacefully up until the middle of the day. His usual staring off into space in the living room is disturbed by a phone call from Claudia calling from work. The moment he asks her what is happening, it becomes clear that she's in a panic. She apparently has gotten a call from Malcolm's school that an agent from Child Protective Services showed up and has started asking about Malcolm, practically crying as she explains that they made insinuations that he may be taken away from her. Wynne tells her he'll grab Malcolm and return back to the house and not have to worry. No one will ever separate her from Malcolm. The assurances don't do much to help on the phone. She says he wants to be there with Malcolm. She needs... Oh, God. Okay, so I remember, right, that it's a bit weird that Wynne would just kill everyone. I can imagine that it's like, oh, no, Child Protective Services is taking Malcolm away no matter what happens, buddy. Like, there is nothing you can do to stop Child Protective Services from taking Malcolm away. So he's like, okay, cool. I'll kill them both, and they can go to heaven together. You know? That solution. That is so fucking tragic, and I love it. That is perfect for this dog shit ending. Please. I mean, admittedly, whatever the author has in mind is probably better than anything I can have in mind, because this guy clearly knows what he wants to do with it. This man has a passion, a heart, and a soul. And sure, the body might be a bit flaky around the cheeks, but he's doing it. I'm watching a fucking Roomba race at the Formula One, and I want him to finish. Come on! Wynne pauses briefly as he thinks over the words, telling him to ask Minnie if she can leave early, and if she can await his return to home. This reduces her panic, and she agrees. She doesn't hang up the phone over and asks Wynne if it's going to be okay. Wynne does so and assures her that he'll take care of everything after a few moments. Okay. Still dramatic. Ah, fuck! The narration ends there! It doesn't tell me what happens after... Oh, you meanie! You meanie! Also, can I please point out that I really like that in Deltarune they straight up skip a chapter if you go for the weird route. I think that's fucking ballsy as hell. And I love it. It's like, no, we don't need this chapter. We're not doing that shit. It's not relevant. I love it. So ballsy. Big means. Ending of The Mist, the movie. Hell yeah, baby. Anyway, yeah. My thoughts and feelings. I don't know how much there really is to say. Other than that, this has been a fantastic and wonderful experience. Like I said, this man has got heart, soul, spirit. He's got it all. Or he. I don't know who the fuck this is. Listen, I don't know who you are, mysterious credit. Wait, doesn't this come with fucking credits? There are no credits. Well, fuck me then. I'm dumb. I'm so dumb. I will never amount to anything. But outside of that, I love it. This is genuinely... If someone was like, name your best, the best Snoot Game fic or anything you saw, I think Punch Drunk Gator might be up there, if only because I really like it. The Tory game, not the other one. One Kiss or whatever. That was also pretty cute. I think this was just uncontested the winner, though. Like, it's its own thing. It's bold, it's brash. It avoids falling in the trash. It's just good. It's a fucking... It does the Rempy choice thing, and it actually does something with it. All the endings are distinct and unique. They don't necessarily feel like fail conditions. They're just miserable, like, in a human way, instead of like, oh, there's a school shooting. Oh no, your girlfriend's paralyzed. Ha ha ha. Instead, it's like, oh god, Wynne, what are you doing? You get a favor for future use? Past me, promise that. You can exchange that pass in the past, buddy. Buster Brown. Yeah, this is probably incredibly good in terms of writing. Like, sure, there's typos, and sure, the art might be seen as crude compared to what Devlog and Ashfall can shit out, But I don't think either of those games have the balls to do what this does with its writing and its gameplay, if you want to call it that. Like, characters change, and they're dynamic, and they adjust, and your choices do change, even the shared scenes, in many ways. My balls are busted. Buster Brown. I wish I had a fic already loaded up and ready to go that was this kind of good, right? Just something fun and interesting and a little spicy around the corners. I don't know what we're doing after this. In fact, I don't have anything planned, truth be told. I've heard things about devlog, don't hold on to me. There's a don't I mean, no, we already did. I think it's take me on. Oh, it's take me with you. I heard something about this fish thing, but I don't know if I give a shit about Snoop no more. I don't know, man. I don't know where I am. I don't know where I'm going. What I do know is that I have no particular interest in Ashfall, because Ashfall feels like it's just going to be the same, you know? It's going to be the same core premise. Whereas Win felt like a very different premise with very different stakes. There are power dynamics between characters. There's setup and execution. Yeah, man. I finally got some fucking broccoli with my food. Some vegetables to fill my tummy. My tummy. Yeah. Oh, man. I don't know what we're doing next. What are we doing next? I feel like there are two big concerns I have about Ashfall, okay? There are two big concerns I have about Ashfall. Number one is the obvious one, is that it's a cash grab, and it was made just to, like, hoover up some extra money because the fucking goober who runs Caveman On is like, I want more money! And, like, I get it. You run a business. But I thought you were, like, really interested in this other project, this Exit whatever it was called, and the fact that you're shitting this out just feels, between this and the second run of those Olivia plush, I don't know, man. I'm thumbing my nose here at you. Is that what that means? Fuck, I need to look that up. Shit. Okay, apparently that is open contempt. Thank God. Oh, that's not thumbing one's nose. I thought that was like you flick your nose with your thumb. That's something else. This is like, yeah, blowing the horn. Fuck. I feel so stupid now. I've become dumb. God. There's 3 weeks on the Atlantic, but it's getting a remake. My other concern with Ashfall is that it's more Snook Game. Or Wani, you know? Like, I think the one thing that made Snook Game better than Wani, or at least more interesting, is that it was something else, you know? Like, I think that if Ashfall is just more Snook Game without a weird other crew to do a lot of the wacky stuff, you know? I don't think Ashfall's gonna be all that great. It's gonna be more of the same, and I'm like, fuck it, man. This ain't great. At least Devlog is trying to be a little off-kilter, and it fails horribly, but hey. I said it before, I'll say it again. Devlog could take place in fucking high school. Why isn't the game project part of the syllabus? Why are my steaks? Why is this fucking meal herbivore? Vegetarian. I'm so fucking mad. I'm gonna watch a Civi video after this, man. Civi11, thank you for uploading today, I guess. I have no idea what this is about. I see the Quake guy. Vulgar displays of power. Woof. Let's see. I think my big problem with 3 weeks on the Atlantic is one, indeed, that there's apparently an update coming. Oh god, they made a really cool, slick web page now. Or maybe it was always Dan. I was just dumb and not paying attention. It's $5! Do I look like I made a $5? I find it fucking hilarious how Neela and Eris are described as mid-20s. But Victoria and Max have exact ages. Fuck off, man. I know what you're doing. You fucking coward. Although the way Max is displayed in some of the pictures, I'm a little... Remake Update 4. Let's take a look at that. Why do I have to come back to Angels with Scaly Wings? Why? Are they doing an update? I don't know if I want to come back to that. Do I want to do a replay of that 10 years later? I don't know, man. Woof. Woof. Listen, all I can tell you about Angel with Scaly Wings, right, is... Angel, you want to know something? You want to know something? The exact same contempt I have for Ashfall is the exact same contempt I have for Angel with Scaly Wings 2, except I think Scaly Wings 2 is also made by someone less competent. I'll give Nerd a lot of shit. I'll give Caveman all the shit. But they're better at this than that guy is. And I don't think he learned any lessons in the intervening time. It's been 10 fucking years, man. If you were 20, you've aged like 50%. If you were 40, you aged 25% of your life in between visual novels. What are you doing? It better blow my asshole out of my mouth. Ugh. Like, there's a lot you can do with these characters in this new environment, but come on, man. I feel like Scaly Wings had a lot going for it with the alternative setting. I think that the move... I'm just gonna... Apparently, on the 14th of June, they made a post. What happened before Strands of Fate? Or main or secondary character art. Are you fucking crazy? You're just repeating main characters? Okay, hold up. I need to read this. I'm mad now. Listen, Bryce could blow my asshole out of my mouth. I know that. I know that, okay? We all felt a little something about Bryce, and then we realized, as we grew up, that, like, wow, this guy sucks. And I ain't even talking about the ACAB angle. I'm talking about the fact that as a person, Bryce is like the kind of person you party with, and then you're like, man, that guy ruined my life with that partying of his. Let's see. Okay, so it picks up 4 years later. Main question is what would happen. Dragon's relocating. The Veil. Vary between timelines. Due to portal use. Teleportation sickness. Also, those teleportation devices explicitly allow for time travel. Except it's just something that people don't think to do. Which has implications that make sequels weird. Not having to live with the events lived to sort of... What the fuck was that? Hold up. Hold up. One moment. Did anyone else hear like a little bleep, like a little beepy noise coming from through my mic? Also, you think some people would put textbooks, would put the textbooks in the dragons next to go, hey, these are just dinosaurs. Yeah, I forgot about that plot detail. In the culmination of eventual collapse, visit professionals, sent to the farm to heal. Isolation triggers. What the fuck are you talking about? To eliminate any risky healing process, those in charge side of potential contact must be prevented by any means possible. And a new identity even planted rumors of death. The player character vanished without a trace. Are you fucking kidding me? The main character's too important! He's gone! It would take 4 years and a request from the leaders of the 3 cities present at a congress. A congress? Oh, you mean that in the more archaic sense. Nowadays that's associated with a specific institution. Revisit phase was get discussed to get the player character out of that isolation. Finally catch up with the world. Some dragon. Jesus Christ. What does that mean for their role? This reads, if I can say, this reads a little schizophrenic. It's a little disjointed for a guy who's been apparently working on a visual novel for over 10 years. I feel like your ability to communicate concepts and ideas should be stronger than that. It bears to mention that on average, a main character in TSOF will have more content. What the fuck does that mean? Oh, you mean a main character that can be that has like routing? Oh, I thought you meant the main characters in the protagonist. Jesus Christ, are you insane, man? You're secondary characters. Wait, you're fucking okay. Okay, but is Ophinia coming back? Is the fucking I paid. Probably just the Germans again. Listen, we all love to put the Nazis and dinosaurs in one room and just have a big shootout. I've done it once in one of my tabletops. It was great. You should do it too. It's hilarious. God, what is this? It's a little God, fuck off. Why doesn't this open in something better? Blue. Get this fucking advertisement out of my face. And bring me to my Dino D-Day exists. You know, technically speaking, this implies the existence of a gnome holocaust. Is the kind of conversation piece that I don't want to talk about. Dinosaur 9/11. This is apparently 2 months ago, and it's fucking Anna. You know, Jesus Christ. Oh God. I'm not saying the art's bad, but I'm like, wow, really? Why is the camera so fucking swinging? I guess it's supposed to be a pan shot? Like, I'm not... Listen, I get... Oh, she does look a bit older. I feel like a big problem that is worth pointing out. She's a secondary character, right? Oh, whatever. Still weird, man. Come on, man! There's something here that doesn't work. Like, why would these people care about the new secondary character? Why wouldn't they just dissolve into daily life as normal people? What made them so fucking special? I guess they showed up at the final ending, but... I don't know. It'd be kind of hilarious if Adine is like, fuck, I'm not doing delivery jobs anymore, I'm retiring. See you later! With all the money they got for saving the world. Also, I like how they went with Anna. Wait, it's the same main character? Oh God. I'm not gonna look at this writing too closely, but I'm not optimistic. It's the same main character? I thought it was a different guy. That's even worse! I completely forgot about that. That shows how much I fucking remember about this one, huh? God, this is gonna be fucking just miserable. I'm gonna... This is why I don't want to replay Scaly Wings, right? Is because I'm going to go into the sequel and I'm going to be like, oh dear God. I used to like this. This music's so dancey. Anna sucks, though. I fucking hate her. Again, another character that's great if you're a little horny bastard and you're like, I want a dommy mommy. But then you grow up and you're like, I would prefer to have a relationship with someone who's a dommy mommy when I ask them to, and on the off hours, it's just a nice person to be around. You have to show it to class. You can look it up on fucking Steam. Damn gnome Zionists occupying my gardens and bombing my potato patch. They're stealing your potatoes! Gnomes love potatoes! Adine was a little bean with little grabbies. You did have those. We said play it again. Just look back. You've been through character and have standards. Listen, I'm going to die if I do that, okay? It's gonna be cringe. I'm gonna look at myself and it's gonna be cringe. I think the fact that... Here's the problem, right? Our character is the same character. We're the same person. And it's been 4 years for them and 10 years for us, which creates a weird dissonance. This is why I was like, oh, it's a new character, right? Because otherwise you would just go for 10... God, fuck, this is so dumb. Also, like, the normal 3/4 sprite does not work for a close-up like that. It looks so dumb. But as we can see, as someone has told me, someone recently showed me a video that goes into like why people like the incredibly shallow, not very goth girlfriends that are on TikTok and stuff, and it's like, no, it's about the markers. It's about negotiating, you know, it's, what's it called again? Like database animals or something like that. And all I can think about is like, man, you can't negotiate with people who like Ashfall and Snoot Game. You just can't. They're not in it for anything other than the markers that tickle their fancies. They're animals. They are, ironically, the very people that Anon complained about in the game, and fan complained about. Skibbity brain rot. Perhaps. A taste once developed cannot be undeveloped. Listen, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Getting smushed beneath a big dragon guy and having a warm blanket for the evening, you know? But on the other hand, I could have that and also have, like, a half-decent man inside the body instead of a fucko. Like, for all intents and purposes, Jong's a pretty reliable guy. I'd appreciate his presence. Ooh. God. Well, I don't know what we're doing next. I do know one thing we're going to be doing next, or that I'm thinking of doing, is putting up a poll. A poll for, what's it called? A poll, oh God, what's the poll? The poll for what I'm going to write, because I feel like maybe I might as well give it a shot, right? Like, hey, what am I going to write about? I'll put up some polls. You vote, and I'll write one chapter. I'll publish it. We'll break through my mental writer's block, because it's not an actual writer's block. I am writing, I just can't focus and do something. And maybe with this I could finally force the issue. Break my little kneecaps, as they say. God. I'm burping. I'm trying to eat a banana and I'm burping. Whoever made derivative Volcaldera Nights, though, thank you for making. Thank you for existing in the time and space where I could appreciate and enjoy it. As I said, finally some good fucking food. Yep. Not what I'm gonna write, though. Whatever we're doing next, I don't know. I don't know. Which is to say, nothing's gonna happen until someone shoves an idea down my throat. But other than that... Porcupine! Be glad, I'm finished. You can now do your... I have relieved you from your duties! You may scatter yourself to the winds once more, and live freely, without my incredible inability to just finish it already, haunting you in the back of your head of like, wow, really? Fucking really? 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 Just really? Ugh. There's a new Don't Bite Me demo. There's a new one? I think I have, though. I don't know when the latest demo version came up. You know, listen, I'm gonna pull up exactly one piece of art from, Actually, let's pull up two pieces of art. You know how I complain about the art in Angels with Scaly Wings? And if you're gonna bring characters back, using the same art feels lame. It doesn't matter if it's higher res or redone. It's like, bitch, it doesn't matter at that point. It doesn't fucking matter. Oh, please remember our dancing boys. I need a new image. Fucking image thing for this now. Please remember that yesterday I was, in fact, full of soup. Yesterday I was, in fact, full of soup. I need a new image source. Now, get out of the way, sir. Sir, please. I need another image source. I need to rename this, actually. Hold up, I know a better way to do this. It's transform fit to screen. Boink! Okay. Can we just take 5 seconds? Take 5 seconds. Look at this! Look at this art glow up! Right? If you're gonna make Angels with Scaly Wings 2, you can't reuse this guy on the left. You gotta up it up, right? It's a sequel! Make it flashier. Add a little dash of spice. Redo the characters. Give them a bit more life. Show what changed over the years. New bits of clothing. Accessories. Piercings. Scars. Signs of aging. Prosthesis. I have to say, I'm not the biggest fan of the change because he looks a little too much like Spears, but I kind of do like that it, you know, makes humans distinct compared to the dinosaurs. It's like, oh, he's just a big, bulky guy. Oh, like Spears was. Also, can I... Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Please look at this. Paste. Look at what they did with her hair. I like what they did with her hair. It's really nice. I like how her tail has, like, obvious different feathers, too, instead of just being one cluster. Like, look at this fucking glow-up. Nice practical pants instead of a skirt that's like, I get it, but you know, a rock is gonna fly up your when you're, you know, walking around your secret base with all the gravel. Also, heels on gravel? Are you fucking crazy? Do you want to break your ankle? Damn, I can't believe bitch crazy. Dun, dun, dun. Man evolved into Johnny Bravo. See, this man gets it. This man gets it. Yeah, the rewrite from high school to the other one, yeah. Wait, who burned his Discord? No, don't tell me Don't Bite Me is off the books. Damn. If Don't Bite Me is off the books, I'll be sad, man. Oh, the art's finished though. Grabby hands. Listen, all I want to tell you, as a closing thought on that, is I really liked I liked the promise for, like, Don't Bite Me is one of the rare few times where I've been to myself, man, I like this character right out of the gate. I think it was Liz or was it Lucy? It was Lucy. Like right out of the fucking gate. Right out of the gate, I liked Lucy. I liked her personality, I liked that she was presented. Her art could probably use a bit of a touch-up because her eyes look weird, but... I liked how she presented herself, and she showed a little bit of, like, insecurity! I liked it! Like, it already showed that the person making that project knew how to write, at the very least, a more dynamic character than a flat cardboard cutout that just serves a plot purpose. With the shock oil. Well... Whatever the case, I thank you all for coming. I'm gonna call it a quits here now. Thank you, Volcaldera Nights, for making my day. Sorry it took so long, but I think you did great, and I hope you keep going. The Megalodon Girl. Wait. What was that one called again? I think I applied for that one. I think I applied to be a writer for that one. Did I dodge a bullet? Did I dodge a fucking bullet? Man, I love to dodge bullets. I'm such a sexy boy, dodging bullets left and right. You know what's really funny to me is that Rebecca feels like the kind of character that could work in a story if her premise is that she has to realize that she can't keep acting like that anymore. Right? Like, Rebecca's character feels like her arc is entirely... You can't be like that anymore. You just fucking can't. And Emily should be like, listen, it's cute, but you can't stay mute like this. You're making things needlessly complicated for everyone. Ugh. Neo's beginning to believe. Neo Anderson. God, what was that game called? The one with the Megalodon Girl. Man, it's so sad how many projects die. It's almost like these people don't know what they're getting themselves into. That's why I get myself into nothing. And I publish and work on nothing. That's totally why I'm doing the poll soon. So that I can actually force myself to do something. All I promise is one chapter. That's all I fucking promise, is that I'll finish something and publish something. Which also gives me an incentive to make it self-contained or keep it to the point. Megalovania, was it? Ugh. Not Megalovania. Reddit, Snoop. Mega Love Mania. I was very close, but no cigar. As the main artist steps away from the project a year ago. To rework every sprites. Third furthest along. You know how you dodge a bullet? Is never get up. Never get off the ground. Let's see. Give us Misty and LJ Yuri. No, that's not how this is gonna work, buddy. That's not what we're doing. That's not how the poll is gonna work. It's gonna be a series of ideas I've already got laid around. Which is a bit lame, but I don't know any other way to set it up that's not like... That being said, I do think that Misty and LJ could be fun to talk about. They could bond over the fact that they're hard-asses, but they're hard-asses for different reasons. But also the same reason. Little ideas, I'll bite. Exclusive stream of demo. Man, I kind of want to see the demo, but also I don't want to get my hopes up about something that's ever going to finish. Sad days. Sad fucking days, man. We live in strange times, you know. I don't know, man. It feels weird to finish off something, you know? To be done with something. It's always a really weird and uncomfortable feeling to be done with something that's been haunting you for a couple of months, or a couple of weeks at least. It's like, what do we do now? And the answer is, we have to end the stream, Safi. You can't stream for an hour, for half an hour after it's already done. I'm just sad, okay? I like this project so much. It's post-wind clarity. I polished off my window, and now I can see the sun outside. I'm like, yeah, I'm a vampire! Blee! Well, wow, that was very unencouraging, shall we say. God. Angel Scale Wings 2 is gonna suck. And I don't mean necessarily that it's bad quality. It might be perfectly fine. It might even be good. But me as a person, right? Who has grown, who knows that Adine is like a fan favorite, and she's in none of the promotional art except for her fucking goggles. I just know I'm gonna look at it and go, wow, this would have been great. Like 6 years ago. If it was 6 years ago, I would have loved this. But I've gone into Snoot, I've polished and brushed up my stuff. I've started reading actual books. I can't love it anymore. Whatever it's gonna be, I'm gonna be just very pedantic and bitchy about it. And I don't like that feeling. I'm so mad at me. And we're not even there yet. Anyway, everyone gets 20 points for making it to the end with me. Apparently I owe Senator a fucking favor. Who knows? I don't know when and where I said that. But if he recommended this saying it was good, well, he deserved it, at the bare minimum. Streamer has read Roadside Picnic. I would gladly read you Roadside Picnic, but I think that doing an audiobook on stream of an actual book that's been published is how you get fired and arrested and crimes. Sad as it may be. I've read real books, he says, pulling out his edition of Playboy for the week. I read it for the articles. Okay, I've been threatened that in October, a favor will be blown into the back of my skull. And I will die, so I'll see you then. Until then, keep an eye out for that poll. It'll be up for a couple of days. Don't feel any need to rush to it. There'll be 2 polls, actually. First for home, because I can only pick 4 options. Whatever. Because the haters try to sabotage you. I reserve the right to veto something if I'm like, I can't show this on stream, or I really don't like this. Mind you, my parameters for that are extremely narrow and specific, so you'll probably not hit them as long as you're not being an intentional fucker about it. Otherwise, I mean, he's gonna use it to make me play devlog anyway, isn't he? Ooh, buddy, I said on my post I will only play it if someone buys it for me, or it turns out better than expected. I'm not buying it myself, unless the circumstances... I back away slowly. I'll see you guys next time. Yeah, you have fun, Arthur Kitten's boy wife. Oh man, he's standards. Everyone, let us spend our last minute basking in the glory of Senator, the man with standards. This is the man who brought light to the darkness of this cave. He has cast away the shadows that I've been watching upon the walls and shown me the outside world. Salute this all-American hero. This is a TV that looks like an apple. Or, if what the senator is going by, is it a TV that looks like an onion? I guess we'll never know.